I don't have 14 days. I'm supposed to be leaving for Montana on Monday.
Legally, you can't go anywhere with Maddie. Not before the hearing.
Every once in a while, we are gifted with the realism and strong storytelling that is often lacking in many scripted series. Netflix has had a recent resurgence in amazing series that depict the effects of consumerism, and MAID is the latest of a lineup of socially charged content. Full of heartbreaking truths and heartwarming moments, this show follows the life of Alex, a young mother who finds herself desperate for funds after she leaves her harmful boyfriend. She's caught in a catch-22 as she looks for a job. She can't pay for childcare until she gets employed, and she can't get employed until she can secure adequate childcare. Alex deals with homelessness, truly disgusting toilets, and the constant fear of not being enough for her daughter. There are some tough scenes to watch in the show, so it's not exactly casual viewing. It forces you to look at the reality of many people living along, slightly above, or way below the poverty line. But are there some scenes that were just too much for the actors? Alex, our protagonist, is played by the brilliant Margaret Qualley. The performances are so realistic that you wouldn't be shocked to find out that it's an adaptation of a real-life story. The memoir that MAID is based on is called MAID: Hard Work, Low Pay, and a Mother's Will to Survive.
Alex, come on. Look, he's already on his way over. He knows he drank too much. Just hear the man out. He just wants to talk.
It follows the true life events of Stephanie Land, a woman who dealt with abject poverty after a series of life events that anyone could find themselves in. But there are some places where the memoir differs from the show, and scenes that felt too heavy and intense that were left alone. Other scenes were tough for the actors, and we're gonna go through all of them, so let's get to it. MAID launched on October 1st and has quickly risen to the top series roster in many countries, and I know why. It sticks to the memoir as much as possible. While other adaptations deviate so far from their source material that we're left confused, MAID stays pretty loyal to the memoir. The opening scenes and first episode are extremely similar to Stephanie Land's memoir. This excerpt reads like the first episode, and though the main character's name is different from the real-life survivor, their circumstances mirror each other.
My name is Alex, and I would like to clean your house instead.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'll do it for $10 an hour cash.
Stephanie revealed some extra details about her life back then, saying, "I relied on government assistance to survive. Childcare grants, food stamps, Medicaid, utility assistance, and even gas vouchers were absolutely vital and made it possible to use my limited income for rent, because the rent always eats first. There were days in a month before the food stamp money was replenished that I went to bed hungry or ate very little. After paying bills, I often had no more than $20 left for the month. No matter how hard I worked, it never felt like it was enough. That I was enough. This was my unwitnessed existence, as I polished another to make theirs appear perfect." Alex goes through the same, balancing her numbers to an excruciating and stressful level. The actress Margaret Qualley spoke on her character's hardships and how she portrayed them. She had to quarantine for 9 months on the set alongside her co-stars, one of which included her mother, Andie MacDowell, who plays her character's mother on the project. Margaret let fans know how difficult the scenes were, saying that she had it easy because she was just pretending, but still found the intense work that it took to barely make it above water infuriating. The scenes that I have when we're talking about trying to get food stamps or get housing, the amount of hoops you have to jump through in order to even qualify, are outrageous. And then it's like winning the lottery to actually be chosen to have this thing that is not even so great to begin with. The amount of work that she has to go through is really wild. She also cited the scenes with her on-set daughter as challenging.
I'm in the middle of class.
Honey, you need to go talk to him. Things did not go well.
Why? Because she wanted to make the experience as fun as possible for the 4-year-old actress Rylea Nevaeh-Whitted. She let us in on her experience, saying, "As you can imagine, no 4-year-old should really be working, so I had to make sure it didn't feel like work. I basically just became her person on set. I'd carry her around and have crayons and snacks. She's vegan, so I'd have all kinds of healthy things. And we'd play, and I hung out with her every Sunday just so that I didn't really seem like the person who was telling her to do things. Oftentimes, if you see a 4-year-old sitting in the car seat, that means that she had to do it at least 10 times, which means that I had to buckle her in 10 times, and no 4-year-old wants to do that. So I'd have to come up with all kinds of fun games in order to keep it light and like an exciting thing to get in that car again. But she was great. Some scenes were going to be hard from the get-go. One extremely emotional event was the various harmful practices that the Alex character had to endure at the hands of her boyfriend. It's more than worthy of a trigger warning and is reality for many people around the world, especially women. Both actors ensured that their mental health wasn't compromised by being fully transparent with one another.
Thank you, Denise. Do you guys want to say what images stood out to you?
and making sure the energy on set was light off screen. Though many scenes were demanding and tough, there is an unusually delightful sense of laughter that has been appreciated. The showrunners changed that element as there was no comedic elements in the memoir. Writer and showrunner Molly Smith Metzler talked about adding comedy to such a heavy script. She said, "There's no humor at all in the book. So, one of the things Margot and I talked about very early was, everyone in America is going to turn this off after the pilot if it's this serious. It can't feel like a lecture. It can't feel like broccoli." To me, the key was to create this character at the center and never leave her point of view. She had to be funny. Her view of the world had to have levity and joy. They really did get the best actor for the job. Margaret worked alongside her mom, who happens to be the legendary actress Andie MacDowell. Now, this sounds rare because it is. It's rare to see parents who get to act alongside their adult children. The two absolutely loved the experience, and it made the extremely painful scenes between Alex and her undiagnosed bipolar mother easier on the two. It was so cool. It's also like the biggest cheat in the world. It's the concept of permission that was so crucial to me, says actress Margaret Qualley. She continues saying, "When I'm walking into a room and my mom's my mom, I have permission to do whatever. There are certain things that are just built-in automated response that everyone has with their mother, and that goes from, 'sorry mother,' rolling your eyes at something, to also having something hit you hard." There's a scene that's one of my favorites in the series towards the end, where we're sitting in a Mexican restaurant together and Paula tells Alex that she's proud of her. It was the end of the shoot, and it really just felt like my mom was telling me that she was proud of me.
You're not the boss of me, okay? Is my arm? If it hurts, I'll take CBD or go to the doctor or cut the fucker off.
Margaret does reveal that the scenes where she had to yell at her mother and really go in on her were extremely difficult because, for one, that is her actual mother. While she shares a completely peaceful relationship with her mom in real life, she admits that berating her was tough. "I think I was mean to you," she said to her mom, Andie, during an interview. "In reality, the scene where I'm yelling at my mom, I just can't imagine. I've always been taken aback by the way children are written on TV and film because I'm always like, people really talk like that? Is that allowed?" I hear her. Can you imagine talking to your mom like that? Though the show has some seriously stressful moments, I think it's definitely worth a watch if you're looking for something relatable, honest, hopeful, and grounded in reality. I won't give away the ending, but you'll laugh just as much as you cry. Have you seen the show yet? What did you think about it? Will you be reading the memoir? Let me know what you think, and if you enjoyed the video, then go ahead and give it a like and subscribe for more like this. I'll see you in the next video.
And for Maddie. That this whole new world is for her.